This is the six-winged angel me in my room. And this is me flying around. Just ease back in the home. Using the fullness of all these cameras that I have. I need... No, not wrong. Oh, too dark. No. Hold on. There's more than one selection. I'm trying to land in the right one. Oh, this one. Ah, why do you like this one? Because the line thickness can be increased or decreased. Somewhere can be met in the middle. Do I want these lines on my face? No, I do not. Not like that. But what I'm saying, there's something with the interplaying the shadow against the negative to give you shadow instead. Because, you know, you only have so much light. You're going to make full use of it with your camera. You could do that with just this app. You would have enough if you had the pro version, as I do, to successfully do that without getting into color. Once you get into color, you're activating filters to rotate over all the contents of the video. So you just take those plasma, throw a level of plasma over it, it'll rotate over it, and it'll interact. And if it's not a camera looking at 3D stuff, it sure looks like it's got some way to grab what is in the 3D if you mess with it. Now me, do I mess with it? Yeah, I do. Always. Do I ever turn off the feature of time moving forward? No, never. The psychedelic camera app has a feature of a wheel of time. When you stop it, the features are frozen. When it's activated, they rotate around. Now, what I know or believe I know about rotations, spins ups and downs, is that they are around a non-moving, non-rotating, orientated point. Right or wrong? Now that I'm also saying is like the third middle finger part that goes into the horns. You get a trident. Now for me that works. I communicate like that. I can. I watched Kenny on the other show, and he was doing a show. Now here's what's weird about what happened with that. Because I made it to the dream where there was Klaus Schwab. Because Klaus Schwab assured me that my alarm, that was my alarm that was going off, and it was going off. I had to change the sound because I had these stupid fucking sounds that wouldn't wake me up because, you know, hey, I need an annoying fucking sound of old alarm clock. And I did, and once I woke up to turn the alarm off, I suddenly realized I was on the beach. And I must have been playing fucking volleyball with that son of a bitch, spiking his fucking ass with them balls. But I hadn't yet either made it in time to kill him, do him harm, or I missed most of the dream and I failed to understand why he's pointless. I think that may be a more reasonable place to get back in. So this knife on the TV in there was a guy riding in the back of a cab, and he opened up a pin and he pulled out a storage device, which I have in here. I have one. What did I put it in there for? I did it real deliberately, like, you know, like I have my picture of my baby child as a baby that I cut him out to be able to put him in here and take him out. What's the importance of that? See, it's like with everything else, when the symbols of things either abundantly produce tissues unto not real people that don't grow because there's not the proper investment of love and life and the union. I don't know. I don't want to be too critical of parents and birthing process. But if it's not in the birthing process, I mean, where is it at? I mean, it fit back in because the whole debate with the abortions is like, look, you know it. There's life. You go and make love to a woman, does a man. There's an assurance of enough life of assurance to cause the interplay of sex to be augmented.
Pow
How
like
so?
that.
Well, men will try not to have
Pow.
condoms and try to
Right
yank
there.
that bad boy out over sex every time. At some point in time, leading to many people getting STDs, mostly caused by men that would have sex with women like that more readily than the woman who is going to audit the man for his condom before sex, which is, which is worse? Who knows? I'm not going to say that. This falls into the comedy show and in New York because the guy was on here, and fortunately, for the symmetry of the Matrix, it's the next door neighbor's last names that stops the train. And also fortunate for me, the guy who is my reaction video source for, Democrat perspective, prior person just using their basic logic, going through the same systems we all have. One, we're all potential lives in our mama. That's number one. All right, well, we're going to run this test. Test number two, okay? Planned Parenthood. As a white American, I know that some other lady, Margaret Sanger, mainly started Planned Parenthood to end black lives. I know that. Shouldn't that be the basic for the BLM people? Don't they matter? Well, look, I'm going to tell you right now, they all matter. And the fact that the eugenics program can unroll from startly killing black people or unbirthing them or whatever's going on, and it's actually a warfare chess game, ignorant versus not ignorant, is more important. That really is, because where the black man and the white man agree is in looking for the humor and finding the golden thread. What is the golden thread in this? That it's a fucking life. There's a life there. And the fact that the language and all the other bullshit secondary issues shouldn't ever had attacked the idea of there being a life there. I mean, because it crumbles, and it's crumbling in all different ways, because you're seeing different stories of people that are like, oh, fuck. You know that it does. It does. And if somebody's got to change the way they refer to something, put the context of it, because no one's trying to, well, at least there's a lot more people that aren't against you if you can recognize them. And it's difficult from a war footing posture to recognize who your allies are in a fucking agitated sea of fucking people thronging about, especially if they're going to use chant words and the basic cult tactics to formulate their clustering. Their clustering is the cult. The clustering is the cult, and the clustering has to be equally matched in as much as people need to mobilize their constituents to go and vote the next time, because Republicans normally, rather than being all the evil, hateful sons of bitches that they be claimed to be, might just not vote or just not be engaging people that are violent to the point of attacking on behest of you. They got a vested interest in playing the role that you're not going to play. They're going to start playing that role on their own and just fucking, fake it till you make it type shit. Ring a bell? Seriously. Like, they had these people that the people on The View yelled, oh, and they had a Nazi flag outside. The Nazi flag came out of a package and it came unfolded. First time, still had a crease in it. That tells me that's store-bought shit. People doing store-bought shit can't answer questions about why they're there, what they waving it about, because somebody told them to do that. So if your ends and your means, or your causal end view, I think Whoopi needs to be shaded out with Roseanne. I think we need to install Roseanne into Whoopi's spot. I heard Tim Dillon say it. His reasons were perfect. I listened to a lot of, not too long ago, actual Roseanne, just talking crazy shit. She sounded like my crazy mom. And with my mom not currently on this earth alive, and as strangely activist as she said she was, and was, fucking was too, I nominate Roseanne Barr to serve on the show The View in some capacity of government or renewal of destruction that is just needed. You know, because what are they doing? The one lady's had some sort of training and she talks shit about everybody. She called the fucking. You can't just call people names that fit your bullshit just any motherfucker you want. It's bad practice. How can you dare use a word like a racist to describe somebody and you're not going to walk out the basic thing that you're on TV saying? Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, that's the level of renovation we're at with our country. Seriously. So I don't know. Like, I'm getting my different prompts, and I have my spiritual self in awareness and never departing from its continuing to be in a prayer sort of breath thing happening. But, you know, it started and it was punctuated for this day on this day to be this day, this part of process. Because all the things that slightly went wrong that really didn't. That an office lady's message on how to roll it back problems that I've had. And I've seen how these problems aren't really bad for me. They actually do me a lot better if I just fucking get onto what I need to get onto about it and quit crying like a little bitch. Maybe we all do that, you know? When something we expect so much becomes expectable, or what do the women say? Women that'll normally have sex with you will not have sex with you and then use some sort of knowledge men have called the expectation of it. Even if you resolve to put the expectation of it as backmost as you can at the end, like you need pussy to live, you can put it all the way at the end of the bus, drop all the other kids off, and then ask that kid where does he live and see what he says. Because if he wants to go pussy, well then what do you got? This guy just doesn't get it. He's got his expectations of homecoming into it's personal. It won't change anything, but it will delay the response that you know what you already know. You put a lot more distance in there, or, and here's the thought, if you just know and find the place of rest, then you can get a nap on that bus before you asked. This was on a commercial. It was funny because it's a new commercial for a product for your teeth. Now, teeth products come out like this when they hit something new, hits the market, like phenomenal for teeth, especially in as much as they can make them white and fast. It's all now because this new commercial came on. But the last guy, the way he looked and as quickly as he got out what he was going to say was as fast as I was realizing this is a new commercial. This product pairs up with something else that I've seen recently. That means the technology is to this level. Fantastic. Maybe now I should buy me some of that paste and regenerate my lower teeth parts that erode due to my continuing of drinking acidic drinks and such all willy-nilly. Just saying, maybe, you know, you always have to keep open that part where you play the role bad and you're sort of willingly doing it either way. Just hoping that maybe you'll die or your life will end within a certain amount of time after your expectancy is over. Just fucking suck it up. Fuck, I would like to be done here too. There's plenty of other people that just want fucking death the moment they hit their fucking, you know, some point in time. It's like, damn, life is supposed to be fun. Part of the fucking fun is discovery. So, you know, just saying, in case you don't know, I'll put this, my own personal discovery video in the lower part of the movie. Why? Because if I added it to the end, it would be so fucking long. If I have it run concurrent in here a little faster, you can be like, okay, I see what's going on. Why to make the video? The game has something embedded in the game. It's like, it's asking me something that I need to answer as well, and it's appropriate and pertinent. So There you go. And then Ginnigan just put to the screen a fucking little crystal ball he wants to put in some orgone, and was saying that after researching Black Mirror, which is your TV, he had somebody tell him that if they know what they're doing, they can spy on you using the crystals. Yeah, they can. There are level 52 fucking megas in the fucking dark arts. I'm sure they can look at you through a fucking puddle of water or what everything you're doing. It's not likely though. But the same thing with the technology. You're gonna put a round crystal inside and not the coiled quartz, then it would be secondary and it would work now. Why do you think that? Because when I took off my necklace because it hangs my hair, I got that Egyptian eye. I like it, but I got something that covers it. It's a wing, legless dragon called a wyvern, and I like him to sit in front of that eyeball because that's my perspective or scale over that eye. That's not for them entities to be looking and willy nilly fucking thinking it's that sort of sign. It's not. It's not a all seeing eye for them, but it does represent the all seeing eye of myself and whatever. Thus, then I can communicate. So when I put it on the wall and I heard him say something about him being in the background, it was appropriate because next to my TV, I've got the Phantasm. And he just in mention and you just listen. You pick up things people say they do in their day, in a day in the life, right? So in a day in the life, he had to watch the Phantasm and wanted to get some of that good old fashioned horror movie nearing the fucking 70s time. There's something weird and creepy that's in all the. If you watch, because you had gifted, like the battle chest is a gift, so is Phantasm. Because there's a secret message about what the guy that's the bad guy's doing with souls and dimensions. Just saying, because I believe it's quite clear if you can look and see. And looking's what? Watching a shit ton of fucking bad horror movies? Who hasn't done that in their teenage years? I mean, come on. Seriously. If you actually look, because you can, there is something to see. Unfortunately, I got to see so fast because it was the whole set of all their movies all in one set. You know, I was like, man, they made this many fucking hit. You know, they do the same thing with Hellraiser, but a totally different topic. Similar, but not that similar. But Phantasm's got some real insights to devil characters. At least if they're soul builded.